Hello everyone, this is Lisa the Whimsical Gardener. Welcome to my channel. So I have a confession to make. I'm sure I'm not the only one, but I'm a plantaholic. So at any given time, if you look somewhere in my yard, I have a stash of plants that are waiting to be planted. On today's video, I want to show you my collection that I have right now, and it's about time that I start getting these in the ground. So I want to go ahead and show you them and then go ahead and do some of the planting today. I would love if you can please subscribe to my channel, like the video, and share it as well. On this video, I'm also going to give you some planting tips and tricks. On today's video, we have several hostas that need to be planted, and I want to show you what I normally look at when I buy these hosta from the store, as well as what I do when I'm getting ready to plant them. So come along as we get these plants in the ground. So this is my first stash of plants waiting to be planted. So you'll see I have several hostas. So let me give you a quick look at each of them. So I went to Home Depot recently and their hostas were 2 for $12. So I figure I'm gonna get some. So this one here is called Wolverine. I don't have this currently in my yard. I love the shape of the leaf and the texture, and the variegation is amazing too, because it looks like it starts out with a lighter green and then fades into more of a darker green with a yellow edge. This one over here is called Captain Kirk. Again, love the shape of the leaf of this one. This one over here is called Francie. And I don't think I have this one, or at least I don't think I have this one in my yard yet. Notice again with this one here how it starts out with a different color leaf, and as the leaves mature they get to a darker. The variegation is really nice on this one here as well. Next I have Golden Standard. So this one here gets to be 12 to 48 inches tall. And I was in the market for some shorter hydrangeas. The last one that I have is this one here. That's called Stained Glass. Now this particular one here gets, let's see here, 15 to 24 inches. So it should be around the same height as the others that I have. Now one thing that I do when I'm purchasing hosta at the store, so let me use one of them as an example to show you. So I don't pick the first one that I see. What I do is I look at the container and notice how there's clearly a hosta here and there's clearly another one right over here. I'm going to choose this one because I'll demonstrate how I can split this hosta, and instead of having one I will have two. So that's a really good trick. This is another example over here. So for this one here, see how there's two? You can slice it open right there. Well, slice may not be the right word, but you can cut across it here, and then have two hostas. Now this one over here, if we take a closer look at it, I could actually split this into multiple hostas. There's one right there, another one right there. So I'm going to demonstrate how I normally would split them. Now my other stash of plants is all of these coneflowers, which has to go in the ground. So there's 4 of them here. So that would be on my list next to plant. So where am I putting these hostas exactly? So right now we're in our willow tree garden bed, and it has lots of shade. And so let me zoom out a little bit so you can see. So what I want to do is put a ring of hosta around the base of the willow tree. Now this may not be something that's pretty easy to do, and the reason for that is below the mulch that you see there. When we originally installed this side of the yard, we actually put down a weed barrier. So this will be interesting because first of all, I have to pull the wood chips back, try to cut the weed barrier out, so then I can put the hosta. Otherwise, the hosta will not have an opportunity to grow properly. So that's what I have to do in this particular section. So this might be a multi-day project. I'm not really sure, so we'll see how far we get today, and then we may have to continue it another day. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to rake the mulch out from around the willow tree base. Rake that out first and see how I can cut around the weed barrier, and then plant the hostas after that. Now, you might be asking, why am I wearing a dress gardening? Well, I work a full-time job and I don't want to waste time coming home and changing and then coming back out. So every minute counts of free time. Plus, I love gardening. I know if I go in the house, I wouldn't want to come back out. So this is typically what I do. So usually when I come home from work, I just go straight to the yard and just start doing some work from there. So let's go ahead and get started with clearing out the mulch first, and then cut off the weed barrier, and then plant the hostas. So I have my handy dandy rake here, and I'm going to rake as a wood mulch away and see what we have. I do have to be careful because I know we do have wires buried here for the spotlights, which you can see there, so I'm just going to be very careful. The other thing is I do have some bulbs planted here, so some daffodils are planted here, so I may need to relocate some of these. But my goal that I want to create here is just a border of hostas around this willow tree. So let's get work going. So this may not be easy of a project than I thought. I knew it was going to be a lot of work, so I may have to break this up into multiple days because we have layers on layers of mulch here. So we'll see how this all goes. The other thing that I could do as well is, because we have so many layers of mulch here that has basically decomposed and turned into dirt, it's pretty thick, so I could technically plant over it, but I'm not sure how that will affect the hosta, so we'll see. So I want to bring you in a little bit closer here. So as you can see, I scraped the mulch off around the bed, but then I decided to just see how far or how thick the mulch is, and I realized maybe we didn't bring the weed barrier that close because it's pretty deep there and I'm not seeing any form of weed barrier, so I might be able to just dig the hole right over this and plant the hosta. So let me do a couple more test digs and see what I find. Yeah, so my theory is correct. We didn't do the weed barrier all the way down to the willow tree. So yay, a little victory there. I don't have to dig up any weed barrier. So I'm just going to go ahead first of all and divide up my hosta so I know how many I have, so I'll know how many holes I need to plant. So let me bring the camera in a little bit more closer, and I'm going to show you how I divide up my hostas. So I'm going to start with this hosta first. So first I'm going to take it out of the can. And again, where you can clearly see that there's two hostas right there. So what I'm going to do is I have my hori knife, and I'm just going to insert it right like in the middle here. I don't know if you can see. Let me turn the camera around like right there. And I'm just going to cut it right there. There you go. I now have two hostas. So this is how you can get the bang for your buck, is just looking to see perennials that have multiple stalks, and you can just cut them in and then have two plants from it. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the other one too as well. Now in this case, what I did was I had to play around a little bit to see where there is a clear separation. So I had to divide up the stalks. And sometimes when you do this, you do lose leaves. That's completely fine. There you go. Two more plants. Now these all get 12 to 48 inches. And then this stained glass one gets to be, height is 15 to 24. So what I'm going to do is when I split this one is going to go more towards the back of the, behind the willow bed. So when you're looking from the front, it's shorter and the taller ones are in the back. I hope that makes sense. This one seemed to be stuck in the pot. There we go. So clearly there's two here that I can cut as well. There you go. Got two hostas. So I'm going to find more hostas to plant here. So this is not it, but I'm trying to space them out as much so that way it won't be too crowded. And I'm pretty sure over the years I'll find something else that I want to put here. Now this one here, I could actually get 3 from it. There you go. I got 3 hostas from this one. Turning the camera around, I want to show you the hostas and that I was able to select where I placed each of them, and then I'll go ahead and start planting them now. I think you'll have a little bit of a better view here. So I'm going to go ahead and dig my holes and plant my hosta. So I have a digging shovel, which is one of my favorite tools that I use. So I'm just going to go ahead and dig these, and I'm going to try not to plant the hostas too deep. I don't know if that's true or not, but I usually try not to bury the crown too much. So I'm going to try to bring you in closer once I dig these holes so you can see how I plant them. Right, I'm done digging all the holes now, so I'm going to bring you a little bit in closer and show you how I actually plant these. So let's plant this first one here. So here's my hole. Again, I didn't dig it too deep because I didn't want the hosta to be too deep. Again, I have no scientific proof whether that's true or not. You should plant it higher up or lower down. Lower, I'm not really sure, but this is how I normally done it in the past. Now I could do some fertilizer in here, but I'm choosing not to, and the reason for that is this is actually mulch that has broken down into clay. So this is fairly rich soil. So I'm not going to fertilize it. So I'm just taking my hosta. I can plant it this way, but I'm choosing to bend the root that way. And then now I'm just going to backfill it with the dirt. And notice I went a little bit higher, and the reason for that is now I'm going to backfill with my mulch. So I don't want the crown of the plant to be completely buried. So that's what that one looks like. Let me show you one of the ones that are a little bit taller. Hopefully I'm capturing this correctly. So here's my hole again. And this one here doesn't have a big root ball, as you can see. I'm just going to go ahead and put it here. And then I'm going to backfill. Alright. And then I'll just take my mulch and backfill my mulch. Alright, so let me just turn the camera around. So this is what the two hostas that I planted so far look like. So I'm going to go ahead and plant the rest of them off camera, and then I'll come back and show you the final product. So I want to show you the finished product, which looks like it has a little bit of afternoon shade, but that should be good. So I went ahead and moved the pots that I have around the base of the willow tree and kind of cleaned up that area. I had a lot of old leaves and different things like that. So I now have a ring of hosta around the willow tree. And this will get bigger every season. I don't expect much growth this season because we are in the middle of June and it's a little bit too hot for hosta here. So usually by now they're done growing, but it's an experiment. We'll see what happens with that, but not so bad with I think I bought 4 hostas and was able to split them and get a ring around this willow tree. Do you want to show you my mess? So here's my mess, which I have to clean up. I did get 1 extra hosta, which I didn't really need because the spacing would have been off. So I'm actually going to take this over to my neighbor's yard and plant it in the front of their house. They have a little bit of a shade area there. Thank you for joining me today on this video. I hope you learn a lot with how to select hosta when shopping for it, how to split it, and how to plant it as well. I didn't get to everything on my list of things to plant today, but so is life. Another day I will plan the rest of it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to this channel. Share the videos as much as you can. And until the next time, happy gardening.